Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Anyway, it is that time to bring you my baits for May. So first off, it's obvious that I'm here at Bass Hounds, but let's start out with what I think is going to be the #1 way to catch them in the month of May, and that's going to be the bed fishing. So here's just a quick look at some of my favorite baits for bed fishing here on Clearlake. So it's obvious why you would want something like this because of the color. And the bigger ones like this, I rig them up on a 1/2 ounce tungsten and just rig them regular flipping. But the 3.5 inches or the 3 inches in the same bait but smaller, I rig those up on a drop shot with a short leader. But here's another example of what you can rig up on a drop shot. Anything white like that that's a fish, they just can't stand it. The more you put it in their face, the madder they get. But also any of your little bluegill style. He didn't have the exact color that I like, but man, like the little warfish and stuff like that, you flip those onto a bed and it's just lights out. But here's the big secret that's gotten out, is your sleeper gill. This little thing, bass just absolutely hate bluegill in the spring on their beds, and even if they don't want to eat it, they're going to go over there and get a hold of it just to kill it and get it out of their nest. But then one of my favorite ways to fish them on a bed is the trash fish. And the reason I like fishing a trash fish on a bed is because that hook is not exposed. So when that male, which is generally the first most aggressive bite you're going to get on a bed when they're paired up, can go over and bite that, and you don't automatically catch him like you would if you had a ball head jig or something in one of these smaller baits. You can choose when to set the hook, and that male can pick that bait up and move it off the bed 20 times and you're not catching. Because the reason that's a big deal is because 90% of the time when you catch that male off the bed first, that female's going to leave and you lose your chance at that bigger fish. So, you know, and the one thing about it is that female will give that male a couple chances to protect that bed, and then she'll get mad and she'll get over there and she'll show him how it's done, and she'll pick that trash fish up, and that's when you can swing and get her. So anyway, that's just some of my favorite choices there. There's many choices for the bed fishing up here, but those are some of my favorites. But I didn't show you the drop shot. Drop shot is probably the #1 way to get them off of a bed, and then the swim baits. So just keep that in mind. The sight fishing isn't really good on Clearlake right now because of the water clarity. We've had just wind, but I'll save all that for the fishing report coming up. Anyway, let's get back around here and go May baits. Of course, it's all going to be about topwater here pretty quick. So your buzz baits are going to be the key, a must-have on the deck. And I think me and a lot of my buddies are waiting on the frog bite. So the topwater can be just amazing in May. That's usually when it really starts getting good because we're getting all these hotter days. But people lose track and they forget about the old school stuff like the poppers. I mean, the pre-spawn and the post-spawn and the fry garters. I mean, all three phases of the spawn are gonna eat that popper. And the bigger stick baits is just something different that they're not seeing a lot of, that can just wear them out. And of course, let's get over here and show you my next favorite bait for May is the glide baits. And it just happens to be one of my favorites for Clearlake. It's the light trout S-Waver. That bad boy right there in the middle is what has caught me my personal best here on Clearlake. It was 13-pounder on that exact bait right there. But your glide baits are going to be key. And then, of course, I mentioned earlier, you're going to have your fry garters. So your spinner baits are going to be good. And hello, Mr. Squarebill is fixing to be a player. Wow, Brian has some great choices down here too on your squarebills. He's got just all the right colors and just a beautiful array of different baits. I mean, so many excellent choices. And the bait that just keeps on giving on Clearlake, your LV 500 is always going to be a player. And then I watched some of my videos from last year, and one of my top producers, I was having 100 fish days on the lake this time last year, and the Kitech with a belly weighted underspin was really catching them in that LV 500. Those were the two #1 baits that I was catching them on this time last year, but that bite has not turned on. And of course, I've already showed you these. These bad boys are going to be putting it to them. But another little secret that's gotten out, don't hate on me, guys. We're in the business of helping people. So right here, this glide bait is catching fish. I'll just show you this whole bin of excellent stuff, and you can decide for yourself which one you think I'm talking about that might just be ridiculously good right now. Anyway, May is a very, very, very fun time of the year. So when you guys get up here, be sure and pay your local tackle shops a visit. You can come in here, you can get your stickers, you can get your license. The live bait is available up here, but we're lucky. We don't have to wait and hope that our stuff comes in on the mail. We've got some excellent tackle shops that you can come up here and get anything and everything you need. So I know these monthly what to fish videos are pretty much just kind of blend into the same thing, but they're going to help somebody, and that's the goal. So when you get up here, remember, the seasons change, the fish change, the conditions change. So show up loaded. You're going to need your Senkos on deck. There's just your flip baits, your swim baits, your drop shot, your shaky head, your Ned rigs. It's all players this time of year. So anyway, there you go. My picks for May. I hope that helps you guys. And like I like to say, when you get up here, treat people the way you want to be treated. And peace out, baby.